Hey everybody, welcome to PulpMX Classic Commentary. I'm your host Steve Matthes. With me to do this epic race is
Timmy Ferry.
The great Timmy Ferry is here, and Red Dog. This is 1999. This is Indianapolis we've chosen, and there's Jeremy McGrath for Heat 2, 1999. You're number 20 on a no-lean Yamaha Privateer. I'm your mechanic. Gate is about to drop for the heat race. And the gate drops. All right, there we go. So you're off. You're in here somewhere. There's a guy.
No idea. I'm way back there.
Dude, the guy in the lead has baggy gear on. That's
pants. He has pants on.
Yes, in the words of Evan Ferry.
Yes. Does that guy really have pants on?
That's Mike Jones.
Yes, he does.
That's Mike Jones.
Makes sense now.
Give me your best Mike Jones story.
There's none that I could actually say on this show right now.
Ridiculous, right?
Oh, yeah. There's always great stories.
Yeah, Jonesy's got. But look at him.
Dude, Jones was a really good rider.
For real? Yeah?
I really think he was a good rider. Dude, he did a lot of those overseas races.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a good turn, but
no.
Dude, he's leading these guys. Obviously, he's good.
Right.
That bike's probably not the best bike either.
No, I'm not. Do you think these guys are wondering who the guy in the pants and the cargo pants that are ahead of him?
If you wouldn't have said his name, I would still be wondering.
That's awesome. Look at Fro.
Oh, Fro's coming in on Emig. Fro's coming in on McGrath.
Yeah. Hey, you're having a good year. We are having a good year. You were really on it. 98, you blew your knee out. You had a crappy 125 national season.
I was finished in 98, remember?
You were done. Yeah. No, that was the word. I did not know you, but the word was.
I didn't qualify for the first main, so I was done.
You were done. And McGrath pressuring Mike Jones. You blew your knee out, had a crappy 125 national season, and there wasn't a lot of thought that you could do much as a privateer on a no-lean bike, but you were on it, man.
Dude, Larry Ward did it. Why can't I do it?
Right. Exactly. Why were you so much better in 99? I guess you bought this property.
Yeah, I had actually bought this property in 98.
Right.
Where I put my track at, and I was getting more focused.
Yeah. You kind of had to do it, right? It's either that or get a job.
Yeah, get a real job, and that was not a good option. So, especially for a kid that only had a high school education.
Right.
So, and I enjoyed racing. So, let's get serious.
Yeah, there's Big Bird.
Speaking of Larry Ward, he's. I got his ride now.
You do, yeah. Yeah, no-lean. Stepped right into it.
Yeah.
Emig number 11 struggled this year, 99.
I honestly never even realized I raced with Emig until I saw this video.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. Did not realize the race.
This is why people need to hang out with Tim Ferry more.
I was so pumped because I know that I beat him in this main event.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't give that away. This was on ABC. This was live on ABC. It was a big deal back then. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
It was a huge thing to be on ABC, to be live. There's a Shift camo gear. You wore that today?
That's such good gear.
MC was the man, no doubt, on the Chaparral Yamaha. But so your knee had healed. You had crappy 125 national season. In 99, you just really focused. You just
Yeah, actually, I built the Supercross track in the off season going into 99, the end of 98, and I was just here every day. Not to mention I was working on the track and I was really into it.
Yep.
And I was kind of proud, to have my own place and kind of took my racing to the next level rather than just showing up at the races on the weekend and racing and training and riding a little bit during the week. I was really dedicated.
Well, yeah, you told me in Suzuki days you didn't really maybe appreciate that ride much until the end. I
guess I didn't. In 95, I kind of won some races without really realizing why I was winning. So, and then it kind of went downhill from there. But I just didn't know. I wasn't around people at the time that were training and that were serious, and I didn't really know what it took.
Right. Now you had another mechanic, Dave Dye, a mutual friend of ours, for the first two races in 99, and he quit to go to Yoshimura Road Race.
Yep.
And I stepped in from Germany. Somehow my resume made it onto the desk of Steve at Nolene. Called me.
Well, Dave kept saying,
"Yeah, that's true, Dave.
This guy,
right.
You got to get. We're gonna really watch these commercials.
We have to, yeah. We can't get rid of
him. Dave, do you know this guy, Steve? Oh, you know him. You'll see him.
Yeah.
When you see him, you'll know who he is. Obviously, I didn't know who you were.
You had to go pick me up at LAX.
Yeah, I thought you were somebody else.
Oh, Flashback.
That's Bradshaw.
That's Dane Bradshaw. And Timmy, you've raced these guys too. So when you're in the race that the Flashback is in, you know you're old.
I don't know. I guess I did race with Bradshaw. I think maybe overseas or something.
Yeah, 92. Yeah. 93. You rode 250, some 250s.
Raced with Jet Ford, dude. How cool is that?
Right. Oh, look at that crash. That was ugly.
Rick Johnson.
There was Bale, another guy you raced against. That was an ugly crash. Bradshaw rolled up the windows there. So yeah, you went to go pick me up at LAX, and you thought I was someone else, so you weren't even looking for me.
I wasn't. I looked right past you, I think.
Right, and I came straight from Germany. Didn't tell the Nolene guy I was in Germany. Left that part out because I didn't want to scare him. I was just like, yeah, I'll be there. Oh, look at that. Bichon, McGrath. Yeah, I'll be there. Don't worry about me. And I caught a flight that night from Germany and straight to LA, and I went straight to the track in Anaheim.
Yeah, that was. And then you drove the next week, I think, straight across
straight
the
to
coast.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Yep. I was late. I was late for press day.
Yeah, I was pissed. I'm like, dude, this guy's second. Actually, it was your first race working for me.
Yeah.
Because you were kind of like a sub.
Yeah. Look at this.
I think McGrath just really wanted to pass Hennig back right there.
Probably. They probably have beef from the last weekend in Havasu.
Yeah, some kind of issue on the pontoon boat.
You had told me. I mean, I'd left like Wednesday morning from Cali to get to Florida by Friday. It was, it was nuts, and I wasn't late. I was late. All right, here we go. Hey, do you remember when dirt bike tracks in stadiums were different kinds of dirt? Were we just talking about this with you, or who? No, Chad. I was over at Chad's talking about this. Ruddy, tacky, Indy.
Yep.
Hard pack, slick, Dallas. Those don't happen anymore. They're almost all the same dirt.
They're almost all hard and slick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I think they control the dirt. They keep it covered or something. They keep it drier, that's for sure. I remember not even being able to jump the triples.
Right.
Quite a few of them on 125 days.
Yep. Or even 250s. When the rest got bad, you guys would just stop. Like on Friday practice, you guys would just stop.
I remember riding Atlanta when we rolled every single jump of the triple. Roll. Because it was so ready.
Right, exactly. How was your bike this year? I mean, obviously from things falling off of it because I was working on it, but
it was pretty good. It was a little bit better than 98. I think that's kind of another reason why I was riding. Well, I was riding better, but I just felt good. I felt strong this year.
McGrath's made 2 mistakes.
I've never seen McGrath make this many mistakes. He's behind Greg right now.
You think he went out on the night before, like on Friday night?
Maybe he didn't.
Yeah, that was it, right? Like, look, it's not too often that you say, oh, look at that drive he got on that corner. He doubled into it. So, Albie's got himself some issues right now. Albie was a scary Supercross rider.
He was a little wild.
Certain guys you just had to keep around. You're not even in here. I thought you made it through the heat. They took the top 4.
Yeah, he used to go 4, 5, and then 2 in the LCQ.
Yeah. MX down.
Oh, MX down.
Yeah, bummer. Maybe
he looks cool. Look how cool he looks.
Yeah, that looks awesome. That's a good look. The bike looks good too. Although Larry Ward told me this bike was a pile of crap.
Well, he just washed the front end right there cruising.
Yeah. Larry Ward told me he rode Cowie's the next year and it's a pile of crap.
I miss Larry Ward. Where's Larry Ward?
He's in a tree stand. I text with him a little bit here and there. He will not do an interview.
I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that one of your good friends works in the media and hounds you for this kind of stuff. Larry seriously has just dropped off the map. He's done. There's top 4. Larry, McGrath, Albie, Pichon.
Ooh, Renard.
Renard's arms are pumped right now, so he's going backwards.
Did he get the arm pump surgery yet or no?
Yeah, he had it in 99.
Okay.
Yeah, he had it. He missed some races to get it. So I don't know if this is before
Whatever
or after.
happened to that fad? Nobody gets that anymore.
Did it work?
It did work for people for a little bit.
It did?
But I say that stuff grows back, and once it grows back, it's like almost tighter.
It's worse.
Yeah.
Right. Did you ever think about getting it? I mean, were you...
It was too expensive. I couldn't afford it.
Dowd got it. Roncada got it.
Dowd got it?
Renard got it. Oh, yeah. Did Yogi get it?
No. It looks cool, though.
What do you mean it looks cool?
Like the scars?
You're ridiculous. All right, so here's McGrath going for the lead at last lap, I think this is. And how'd you get along with MC? I guess you weren't riding the Yamaha track, so were you? Were you allowed there? You'd be teammates with him
I didn't even know.
summer.
I didn't know MC at this time.
No.
Did not know him, just didn't know him.
What made him so good?
His timing is really good.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like downsides jumps.
Yeah, he's very explosive. I think he could see the track differently than the other riders too.
Look at that. Pass him on the outside in the whoop section.
Oh. I can't believe he got that one.
Got him.
Oh, was he just what was he telling him right there?
I don't know.
I got you.
I got you. I'm the number one. Look at him.
I'm number one.
I mean, he fell twice, and he still came to win the heat. There's RL.
RL's got his hair all dyed out.
Oh, he looked good. He had the clear glasses with the yellow lenses.
Yeah, he was cool.
Nothing said more cool.
He looks exactly the same today.
He kind of does, doesn't he?
Exactly.
I think he's got the same earrings. Everything. What a heat race.
It's almost looked like McGrath was like mad at him for something.
Mm-hmm. Big Bird didn't have that good a style. Tall. He's too tall to like have good style. No, Tim. All right, so here we go. 250 main event, and as a media guy, I write 250s, and then I think, do fans know that I'm talking about what's now the 450 race when I say McGrath won a 250 race?
Well, the main event's starting. A lot of the fans are really drunk.
Yeah.
So they probably don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they don't have any clue. There is MC. He was a king.
Nose wheelie.
Minneapolis, St. Louis, Indianapolis. He was God. He was Jesus to these people.
Yeah, I think nowadays people really forget about that. I mean, obviously.
What's Esper doing?
No foot can.
That's what you did when you hurt yourself.
Yeah, I broke my thumb doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people forget, man. He was so dominant. It was insane.
Yeah.
You almost. I never thought I could beat him.
Even when
I could.
Right.
I don't even know if I could beat him now.
Look at Jean-Sebastian Waugh. Right of Canada.
Yeah.
Grayson Goodman. Kevin Crine.
Yeah.
The late Kevin Crine, your buddy. Hey, I'm surprised that you did as good as you did. We're going to see, because you hated the cold weather races.
Yeah.
You complained nonstop.
I know. I told Trey's mom the other day, because it's always cold out there at their house. I'm like, I don't miss cold nights. This is what I don't miss when it's Anaheim and I'm like freezing cold.
You never,
It wasn't the racing.
Born and raised in Florida.
It wasn't the racing. I just did not miss the cold weather.
You just got in such a bad mood at Minneapolis, at Indianapolis, at St. Louis. You were just terrible. Do you remember this year we had a box fan, and at Minneapolis, we sat in the back of the box fan with a propane heater together, trying to warm our hands up, and like you were eating like top ramen. Do you remember that?
The food of champions, yeah. It was like 99 cents for like a bunch of them.
I'll never forget that. We're sitting in the box fan together with this propane heater, and you're eating top ramen, and we're so cold. And we didn't know anybody to go in any trucks.
I think Indy was pretty cold also.
It was, yeah. But we were pitted indoors, I think.
Yeah, but I remember going out after we had to had our bike outside, and I think you were just trying to show off for fans.
Maybe, yeah,
All
that's
the fans
it.
Who came by.
That's it. All the fans who came by to see the privateer Nolene. Look at big Mike LaRocco, man, making deals.
Hey, dude, look at that phone.
Yeah.
No cell phone.
No, he's making deals right there. Jack in the Box deals.
Here's why one of the original guys to kind of really have outside stuff, huh?
Yeah. But from what I hear, the Jack in the Box deal never paid him a dime. They like put it on there in hopes that they would get a Jack in the Box deal.
Really?
Yeah, for real. I don't think they ever got $1.
I learned something today.
I don't think they got $1 from Jack in the Box. They knew a guy they're trying to impress at Jack in the Box, and then just never came through. There's Ryder.
Yep. Dude, I saw a picture of him on Instagram or Twitter or something. Dude, he's grown up. It's crazy.
He's no longer. This is 1999. We're old. You knew you had trouble with Florocco late in the main events. He was coming.
Yeah, he was good. He was just so steady. Look at that bicycle. Look at the back shock on that thing.
Pirelli tires. Mike used Pirellis and we used Pirellis. Only two guys.
He didn't use the Pirellis that I used.
You got to a point. I remember at Minneapolis. You were like, I hate this thing. I hate this tire. And I'm like, what do you want to do? And he's just, Frank Stacy was working at Pirelli. And you said, I want to run whatever LaRocco runs the rest of the year. I don't care what it is. If he's running it, I'll put it on, because you were so lost.
Yeah, but I was too stupid back then to realize that even if it was the same pattern, it wasn't the same tire.
Well, I think they told us it was. I don't know.
Of course they did.
I mean,
then one time when I was at XXX in 06, no, this is the best tire we got. And then Glover come over with a used tire. He's like, no, this one's actually better. They had a brand new one of those. Just use this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
There's always something better.
Yeah, that's true. And LaRocco was a little better than us that year. So.
Yeah, he was a lot better.
And there's MC. Hey, Jeremy, could you get that number one any bigger?
Dude.
Like NASA just called. They can see your number one. We got it, bro.
I think too, like, as far as like style goes, MC had all the style, man.
Oh, he did. Yeah, no, he looked good. Monster girls have changed quite a bit over the years from the AMA.
He's a monster, but not a girl.
Look at the camera. They love RL and MC and all that. No, nobody cares about us.
Well, look how bad the gear looks to the left and the right.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Who's on the inside?
That's the Rocco.
Oh, that's you right there. I saw the no-lean fender thing. So you got an inside gate pick here.
That was the key to this race.
All right, here we go. Main event, 250 main event. A lot of hats in the crowd.
A lot of camo.
And gate drops. All right, guys are off. Yeah, I think you're on the inside right here. Oh, the King goes down. The Rock goes down. I'm beginning to see why we did so well.
Why we got on the podium.
Larry Ward's down. Yeah, live on the next day on ABC, I think. I don't think it was live.
Yeah, when you said live earlier, I'm like,
no, it was the next day, and that was the big deal, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, look at Huff Daddy. There's a guy whose career was cut short.
Yeah, why was it cut short?
He broke his leg, and he was never the same after he broke his leg.
Oh.
But he was pretty good, man. He was challenging
MC
really,
really good. Talented guy.
You were teammates with him.
Yeah, Suzuki, yep.
Yeah. Was he impressive back then? I mean, was he better?
No, not on the track, not really. Just kind of did everything pretty good.
Yeah.
He's actually a funny guy.
Was he?
Yeah, he had as far as the camera goes, people didn't know, but he was actually a cool guy.
Right. Motorcycle cop now.
Of course he's a motorcycle cop.
Look at Yogi. Hey, were you buddies with Yogi back then? I mean, you guys had amateur rivalry.
Yeah, actually, when I'm on the podium, he looked at me and he's like, "What are you doing up here?" I'm like, "Dude, I got on the podium." He's like, "No, you didn't." I said, "Yeah, I did."
No way, really?
Yeah.
What are you doing up here?
That's exactly what he said. I'm like,
oh, that's nice. Voss has the.
I was offended.
You should have been. Look at Yogi trying to get his way around. There he goes, right by Huff Daddy. Pichon's third. Pichon was terrible this year. He did not want to be there. He was. I remember you would catch Pichon.
Oh, there I am in fourth.
Yeah, nice.
How was that gear? That yellow gear?
No, Thor did not have it going on in this year. These years here. It got better the year after. But yeah, so what kind of money were you pulling in with no-lean?
Well, I was pulling in $25,000.
Okay, from no-lean.
Yeah.
Expenses plus expenses? They paid you $25,000?
$25,000, and they paid for my expenses. I think I got a little bit of money from Thor, some other sponsors.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, that sounded pretty good for those days for you.
Yeah, I never got a dime though. So I never got that $25,000.
You never got one dime
out of that $25,000.
Yeah.
I want to say I was in the 20s when I finally left the deal. They still owe me in the 20s.
Okay, yeah.
They still owe me in the 20s.
Yeah, still. Yeah, I'm sure you're going after them as we speak.
Yeah, I got attorneys.
So you got about $5,000 out of the 20s. You got $3,000 out of the 25. Right.
I'm lucky.
But you did get a little bit of money from O'Neill, Biaffi.
Thor.
Thor, I mean, yeah. Biaffi helmets.
Yeah, I was hurting for money.
And what kind of boots did you have? I remember. Did you have funny boots, or were they Garnets?
I don't know. Maybe Garnets. We'll find out in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see. I remember, and we had to use O'Neill Azonic bars. They were not good.
Yeah, I wouldn't use those.
They were not good.
They wouldn't even fit in the clamp.
No, we switched
oval.
to a Renthal twin wall with an O'Neill crossbar pad, and they busted us.
Yeah.
And Frank and O'Neill called me and said he was going to sue me. Sue me, the mechanic. I'm like, I don't have any money. Frank, you can't sue me.
I brought that up to him a couple years ago.
Yeah,
He's like, I didn't say that.
Do you remember he took us to dinner at the Nines?
Yeah.
In Vegas, steakhouse.
He's like, I don't believe that.
He totally did. He
said,
I'm going to sue you. And I'm like, me? I think I'm illegal. I don't think you can sue me.
Don't sue me. I don't want to go home.
Here we go. So Yogi's in front. Pichon's after that. And
Yogi was intense. He was actually going for it.
Yeah. So you guys are buddies, even though amateurs, huge rivals.
Yeah, rivals and amateurs. As we got in the pros, became friends, and then after a few years, became actually really close friends. So
yeah. McGrath's way back. Hey, look, is that Armor Radio?
Number 30?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look at you. You're pressuring Huffy now.
Yep.
Who did the suspension? Oh, Jake did.
Dude, suspension by Jake did my suspension.
Suspension by Jake, that's right.
I hear from him once in a while.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Suspension.
Oh, it's by Jake.
He's a motorcycle cop. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big deal. Like Huffy's a full factory rider, and you're getting $3,000 from Nolene here.
I have no idea who's doing his suspension because it's everywhere.
Who?
Huffman's.
I didn't notice.
He almost took me out right there.
Rocco's charging. You know, he's going to be doing the same lap time right now that he's going to do in lap 20. Do you remember what do you remember with this? Let's talk about the race.
Honestly, I remember I was surprised that I did that good.
Do you remember being nervous?
I remember being like in the middle, like halfway, 3/4 of the way, and I started looking behind me, and I think it was McGrath.
Yeah.
And I kept going, man, can I stay here? Can I stay here? But honestly, I was riding really well.
Yeah. Pat yourself on the back, why don't you? Yeah, so you just felt really good this night or whatever.
Yeah, I think this year I felt really good on the bike. And
right. We were top privateer. I think it was Phil Lawrence was your main guy, Voss.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, this year was the year that the first race there was only 2 privateers, and it was me and Phil Lawrence in the main event.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a lot of factory riders. I think Honda had 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, they had Wyndham, Lusk, Pichon, Tortelli.
Yeah, that's a lot of factory guys.
Yeah. In the days now of having 2, like now they have 4 big salary dudes.
If they have 2, because
it
seems like somebody's always hurt. So.
Right, yeah, good point. MC, not happy right now.
No.
It's actually going to maybe cancel the after
I will
party
say that one time at this, I think it might have been this race, I was signing autographs near him, maybe a few years later at Indy, and a guy came up and had his tattoo on either his shoulder or his leg of his MC's like face. Like a silhouette, yeah. It was so creepy. It was cool, but it was really creepy.
Right. It was a little creepy, yeah. That would be a little weird. Look at these 2 locked together. And that's Factory Phil right there.
Yep, there's Phil.
Mechanic Kenny Watson.
Man, Caleb goes a long ways to get back, huh?
He does. We're both old looking at this now. Your kid's 8. You barely had a wife back then, 99.
I barely did, actually.
Oh, yeah, when did you get married?
97.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you celebrated your 125 Supercross title? With a wedding vow?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man, it was crazy back then.
Dude, me and Phil got the same gear on, though.
You do? Yeah, you're both Thor warriors. Unfortunately, his looks better because he's on a Suzuki.
His style's pretty cool, too.
Yeah, we had it tough, man. I remember bouncing a check to a transmission guy in Illinois, and he called me up. He wanted to kill me. He said he was going to find me and kill me. He knew what the van looked like, the white knuckle van.
White knuckle, yeah.
The white knuckle van. And he said, I know what your van looks like, and if you don't pay me, I'm going to come down, and there's going to be some serious problems, and I'm freaking out because the check bounced, the Nolene's check to the guy. And
did they ever pay him?
Yeah, I think we did, yeah. I was in Illinois somewhere.
Or is he still chasing his money, too?
What's that?
Or does he have his attorney chasing his money?
I don't know. I remember they owed
me. Man, it's taken McGrath a long time to pass Phil here.
Yeah.
And Phil's just going to pass him right back. No.
See, there's an obstacle in that track. Nobody can get on the downside of that table.
It looked like they weren't even trying to.
It's funny harder to watch these things because what would a 450 do right now? 3?
Oh, they do 3-3 easy.
Yeah. Come around this turn.
They would go wide open in these whoops. Not even back off.
Yeah. That looks like a dragon back of some sort, right? But yeah, I mean, look at the track got ruddy and crappy and broke down, and that's what made these guys a challenge, you know?
Yeah, it amazes me to watch back at these races and realize how slow everything was.
Yeah, it's crazy, and these are the best in the world, and and there's a lot of mistakes being made. You know, a lot of foot
that's
dabs,
the main thing. I think is the main thing is the mistakes.
Right.
I think that's why the racing's so close nowadays is people don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
So.
And the bikes are so.
Oh, the bikes are way better. This looks like outdoor suspension.
It does. It looks like a little soft, right?
Just standing up everywhere.
Yeah. Pichon, I don't think Pichon gets second, does he? He's got to fade. He faded so bad this year. This was the year he didn't want to be here. His sister didn't have a green card or something. He was all stressed out.
His dad, I remember, he got in a fight with somebody one time at one of these races.
Yeah, outdoors.
Was it outdoors?
Yeah. John Ayers, I think he punched him.
Oh,
he wanted to move his rental car. What?
Sounds right.
Is Pichon? Is he on Yogi?
Yogi just made a big mistake.
Yeah.
I know Ezra wins this race. Oh, see.
Yeah.
Sean made it.
Yeah, he got all the way over. Yeah, he's on it. And actually, Huffy's pulled away from you a little bit. So do you remember? Okay, so hopefully not rooting anything. You got third. Do you remember what Yamaha contingency was? I mean, did you make bank? Was it?
Dude, it was not much. I would say maybe a few $1,000s. I don't even know. It wasn't much. I wasn't going like, sweet, I made a ton of money.
Yeah, it wasn't like Ricky Ryan when he won Daytona in '87.
I think I was pumped that it was one of those next day coverages.
Right.
I think that was the coolest thing.
Yeah. I remember thinking like,
dude, look at Ezra's necklaces hanging out. All style.
That was cool, yeah. This was the year I think Yogi told me in a podcast where he just cleaned out McGrath badly and had no reason for it and felt super bad and was angry with his life, he said, and he took it out on Jeremy. Yeah, he took it out on Jeremy, and he's apologized to him since, but like he was like, I had no right to make, I just T-boned McGrath like at some race.
Man, I would never actually apologize later. Just
live with it?
Just live with it.
Yeah, you and LaRocco got into it a little bit later on.
Yeah, later on a few times.
Yeah.
It's racing, dude.
Yeah, you always had a little bit of aggressive attitude. Like, poor Ernie, when I worked for you the second time around. Like, you took Ernie out bad. And like, just high off the berm and, you know what I mean? Just stuff him. Not T-bone. Nothing T-bone.
Yeah, no, I don't ever clean anybody out or T-bone them. I raced them as hard as I could. And
eventually, but you were not scared to like, hey, I got to get by you. Like, I'm coming in.
You're basically taking money out of my pocket.
is that the reasoning?
At this time, that's definitely what.
Hey, Goose, no mustache.
Dude, he looks young, too.
Yeah, he did. He used to have a mustache back then. Oh, there's Wyatt Seals.
I saw Wyatt a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah? Still around?
Texas.
Still talking about Bradshaw, probably? He loves Bradshaw.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Yogi was a badass back then. Look at these guys. Do you think McGrath knows any of these guys' names that he's with right now?
No, he's never seen them until this night. Somebody went down.
I think that was JSR.
Because he literally won almost every main event.
It was JSR. Oh.
What kind of bike is he
on?
It's
a Planet Honda Pro Grip gear.
He looks really old.
You and JSR go way back. You guys raced each other a lot.
Yeah, we did a lot of Winter Series stuff together.
Yeah, a lot of Winter Am stuff in Florida. Look at the jerseys untucked. Like, he's going for it, when that happens. He's 8th. And everybody's watching him in the stadium right now.
Oh, yeah. They're not watching us.
No.
There's no way they're watching the front.
I remember being a mechanic many times. What?
I know what you're going to say.
What?
Watching McGrath race.
No. I remember being a mechanic many times, watching my rider and hearing the crowd roar and, like, thinking somebody crashed, but it was just McGrath moving through the pack. Like, he just got 7th or 5th or 4th. Do you know what I mean? Like, here he was coming, and everyone was watching him, and when he passed somebody, they freaked out. It's Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, everybody loved him. I mean, seriously, like, everybody in the stands was a fan. That was the weird part. Usually when you have somebody, I remember when Ricky did it, and then there's been a few others, James, even when they were winning a lot, they were like 50-50 the fans.
Yeah.
Where he had 80 or 90% of the fans.
Unless it was Georgia Dome with Yogi.
With Yogi, yeah.
Yep, that was it. Yeah, other than that, dude, it was all AMC.
That's Georgia people, though. They stick together.
They do. Hey, we just did one of these classic commentaries with David Villeman. You know what race we did? I know you're on Pulp every day. I know you're on PulpMX every day.
I was actually just thinking while we're doing this interview, what kind of fan actually listens to these?
Oh, a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
What kind of fan, though?
You know who listens to these? The dudes who listen to these really love these things. Like, they want me to do 100 of them, one every week. They love them. Can't get enough of them.
Okay.
Anyways, 2000, Phoenix 2000. You
out front. Oh, that was such a good race. Oh.
You out front. We were laughing at you. I was like, right now, Timmy's arms are about as hard as bricks right now. That's the first time you ever led a race. 250.
Dude, I trained really hard for that season.
Yeah.
I overtrained, and to where I was so thin and I just had no energy.
You led that race for a while, man.
That was my race. I should have won that race.
I don't know about that.
Dude, I pulled away from those guys. Passed them and pulled away.
You didn't lead as many laps as I thought you did going back.
Yeah, but once you get that big of a lead, you should stay in the lead. And I didn't do it.
No. What'd you get, 5th, I think? You made it back to 5th.
Yeah, 5th.
Me and Billy had a good laugh at your expense. You could tell that you were tired when they got you. Anyways, that was good, though. It was a good race. Oh!
I got him.
Now we know how you got Huffy. There you go. Whoa.
Oh, he hit his head for sure.
Nowadays, I think the Asterisk crew would be pulling him
Yeah.
off. Look at that. I'm watching Damon Huffman suffer a concussion right in front of us.
Dude, he was right there, too.
He was, yeah.
I told you that suspension wasn't working
Oh.
good.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Dude, he needed a Liette or
Yeah.
Alpine Star Brace.
You're right.
His
His bike did kick sideways. Look weirdo. Kind of bottomed. It bottomed and rebounded really fast.
He almost took me out in that section in the heat race.
Yeah. Huffy. These bikes were not that good when Yogi rode them. They were not that good. Hondas.
I never really rode it.
No. You did ride it,
A lot
though?
better right there than the Cowie was.
Yeah. You did ride it, though? Or
No, I never did.
Oh, okay.
I remember riding...
There you are.
Oh,
Yellow jersey, blue bike, Paul Page just said.
I
do
have
you
better
remember-
style than I thought I would,
Yeah?
looking back.
Do you remember I had a cone pipe? One cone pipe? And it
Yeah.
worked really good. And I kept the thing, I scotch brite it and acid washed it every weekend.
Yeah.
Until it was so dinged up. I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
Usually those cone pipes don't work very good.
Ours worked good. Or I didn't even care if it worked or not. I was keeping it on there. It looked so bitchin'. Because remember, Randy at Nolene was the pipe builder.
I remember
he was good at
I
it.
remember when I was at Suzuki, I had a titanium cone pipe, and the thing worked terrible.
Oh, yeah?
But it was just so painful to not use it.
Yeah.
We never did. I think Leroy still got it.
Leroy's probably got a lot of things
Yeah,
from Suzuki.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
When he finally ever doesn't work there, we'll get it out of him what he's got.
Yeah, I think he's got storage lockers full
Yeah.
of Works RMs. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Who is that in the
That's Nathan Ramsey, I think.
Ramsey wrote? Yeah, Mitch used to put his guys on the other coast.
Yeah, it is Ramsey.
Yeah. Look at Ramsey. This is the year he won the 125s. So he's moonlighting on the other coast. This was like when Mitch didn't care about his guys doing this. Nowadays, you'd never see that.
Well, everybody gets hurt so much nowadays. Can't afford to have your guy out.
Right, that's a good point.
Especially this year for Mitch.
Yeah. Although, look at your guy, Trey Kennard. Him jumping up to the 450s for that Honda, that made him. He podiumed and
there's been a lot of riders lately do that.
Mhm.
That's really kind of open eyes. I wish that I could have done that earlier on. I think it would have helped me.
Yeah, you never wanted to do it with Suzuki, or they wouldn't let you?
They really wouldn't let me.
Mhm.
And then I think I was actually scared to do it because I didn't really have any testing time or seat time.
Right.
We didn't have our practice bikes were when I got my practice bikes were stock.
Really?
Yeah,
They just-
like in a crate.
There you go.
Go ride.
Yeah. It's funny because, when we were at Yamaha together, your practice bike was your works bike except for wheels. We didn't use the mag wheels. That's it.
Yeah.
It was your full, race bike.
Yeah, that was a good thing about. That's kind of the difference between when you see some of these guys like Jeremy right here battling with somebody.
Yeah.
His practice bike's exactly the same.
Was that a big deal?
It is a big deal. It
Yeah.
still is a big deal.
Yeah.
Making sure, every time you get on the bike, it feels the same, and that's that confidence. I mean, when you're talking about, you kind of made a comment recently, everybody's lap times are so close.
Yeah.
You're talking tenths now.
Yep.
Feeling
And that kind of
confidence
stuff
is-
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, every little bit. I'm surprised I'm not getting any TV time. I'm really bummed out about this. You'd think they'd show the poor mechanic who had to drive to the box to the race.
They have no clue who you are.
No. I'm actually quite proud of achievement I have where I've been a mechanic for the top privateer twice. You in 99, Nick Way in 02, and both times I drove a box van to every race. Like one of the few. Even back then, everyone had trucks. I drove. I think I drove on the circuit 7 years. I drove the circuit for 7 years. All right.
That's a lot of time.
How many years? How many seconds? There's a JSR. How many seconds does Ezra have on you?
He already went by.
Oh,
He had
they're
like
doing this on
14 or
McGrath.
so, yeah.
22 seconds on McGrath.
Right here, I remember looking back at McGrath going, man, dude, he's going to be catching me a lot. And he didn't catch me as much as I thought. He's probably tired by the time he passed like people he doesn't know.
Well, MC's pattern was whole shot, 10 laps, cruise.
Yeah.
When he had to go 20 was when Carmichael came in, and then he was like, oh, I can't do 20. Like, he can do 20.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think, though, looking back.
Speaking of Carmichael, he's in here. They haven't showed him once, so he's doing
He's
whatever.
racing here?
Yeah, he's in there.
Oh, yeah,
number
he
9.
is, yeah. I think looking back, I think if McGrath not changed his program so much or thought he needed to do so much, I think he could have hung on a little longer.
Training-wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Why? Did he really change it?
He really, he got serious, and then one year he got arm pumped the whole time, and then it's like he started to kind of search a little bit too much, I think, instead of just kind of maybe tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, you mean training-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less Havasu. A few less times a year, and
Speaking of training, what did you do back then? Did you you couldn't run? Your knees were no good.
My knees were decent still.
Oh, okay. Still?
No, they weren't.
Okay.
Actually, I had 2 ACLs already.
Yeah. So you would bicycle?
No.
Were you into that?
No.
What'd you do? What would you do for training in '99? What did you do?
Honestly, I would ride a ton.
Yeah.
I would ride a lot. I did a little bit of stuff in the gym with weights, but I would just ride nonstop.
Who got you into training? When did you start doing that? Were you
Well, I went through a few different trainers.
Right.
Gym trainers, and then actually a few gym trainers, which they never seemed to work out. And then I was with Jeff Spencer a little bit. That kind of got me doing some training.
That got you into doing bicycle or?
Yeah, a little bicycling, and I know I'm probably missing a few people in between, but Dean was the main guy.
Yeah.
The guy I had from 03 on, so.
As you got older, you worked harder off the bike. Or no?
Certain times in certain years.
You got smarter?
I got smarter. Certain years we worked really, really hard in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
I still spent a lot of time riding.
Is that what you would tell someone who's watching this? Ride your dirt bike? Don't you feel like sometimes some trainers are raising tour? Look at that.
Yeah.
Some trainers are raising Tour de France.
Dude, here we go for a podium right now.
I know, unbelievable. Hey, and thanks to Throttle Jockey for making that seat. They made Honda's seats with names on them, and I pestered them until they finally made us a Red Dog one in the same lettering as the Honda guys. You didn't know that, but trust me.
I heard one of these bikes are for sale though on the internet.
Yeah, did I send it to you?
Yes.
It was your seat. It's your seat. It's one of only 3 seats they ever made.
What is it? The bike?
Yeah, why not? Why would it just be the seat?
I don't know.
All right, Yogi wins. There he goes.
I would say still ride.
There's that guy, that Honda guy. That guy, I never knew that guy, but he was around. Who was that guy?
Dude, McGrath can't even see me right now. I just beat the king.
You did. Hey, I remember when I first started working for you.
He looked like he was still kind of happy though to get all the way back to fourth.
At Tampa, that second race I worked for you.
Fans. There's fans on the track.
Was there? I didn't even notice. The second race I worked for you, you passed MC straight up in the heat. He made a mistake, but you know,
Tampa, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy's good. This guy's really good. He's better than I've ever worked for anybody else.
Oh, that was before this race.
Yes, this is before this race. Yeah, and I was like, holy crap, we just passed McGrath. Eventually, McGrath got you back, but you know.
Yeah, then I wadded it up and those bars went down.
Yep, you wadded it up and the bars went down, and then we put new bars on for the next week in Atlanta. You crashed again in Atlanta, and the bars went down again, and they were tight, and everything was tight. But when you looked,
you could see air through them.
You could see daylight through the tube, a smallest little bit, and I was like, "That's it, we're done. We're taking these things off." And then I got sued, or attempted to get sued. I remember calling you saying, Timmy, the guy from O'Neill called and said he's going to sue us if we don't run Rentals, and you said, I don't care. I'm running Rentals. I don't care. And I'm like, he's going to sue us.
I wish now that because there's so many sponsors and people that try to bully me.
Yeah.
I wish now I'd be like, dude, get out of my face. Go ahead, sue me.
If you knew what was going to happen or whatever, you'd be like, whatever.
Or I just knew that, they were on to the next rider or the next person, and they were just trying to bully you.
Yeah. I can think of
because everybody
a helmet guy like that?
Yeah, the helmet Biaffi guy, he hated me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I risked my life all year in that helmet, and now you're mad at me because I want to wear something new.
Yeah. Man, what do you remember about the podium? Just Yogi saying, "What are you doing up here?"
Yogi insulting me. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm surprised I'm up here.
Yeah, you're telling the announcer, "I'm Tim Ferry."
No, I'm Tim Ferry. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Yep.
Right. Did we even have a hat? How did you have a hat? Who had a hat?
It's one of those Dunlop hats, probably.
Oh yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I didn't have a hat. I didn't take anything to the podium. There was no podium.
Look at the guys I beat.
I know, dude. Carmichael, Larocco.
Ramsey got fifth.
Bernard got tired. Yeah. Basically, McGrath and Rocco came from dead last to fourth.
Dude, Heath Voss got 8th.
Voss was people bagging on Voss, but he wasn't bad.
No, he was good at times.
Yeah. I think Yogi throws you a shout out right here. Let's listen. That's weak.
There's no money in the world that can give you that. We got to thank Honda, Dunlop, Fox, and Scott Goggles for doing what they do for us. They put us up front tonight.
He did a good.
He threw you.
He did a good job interviewing.
He did. Yeah, no, he did. I thought he threw you a prop there. My good friend Tim Ferry or something.
No, he insulted me as I walked. No. What are you doing up here?
Did you get the whole shot that I didn't see? What are you gonna?
Did he even give whole shot awards?
I don't know. If it was, probably $200. Here we go.
A Pirelli hat.
They had the Pirelli hat. Let's listen to your speech.
Yeah, I felt really good. I'd like to thank her. I haven't thanked her this year yet, but all my family back at home, Billy and Yamaha was so good. Pirelli tires hooking up. Azonic handlebars and
Azonic handlebars.
Thanks for suing us.
I appreciate it. I know one of the things that drives
no mechanic thought. Nothing.
back into one of those big rigs, be a factory rider.
Nothing.
Do you think you set the signal tonight?
Sorry. Smith goggles.
You hated those things.
They were bad.
And didn't get a factory ride, so I'm not expecting anything. I just want to go out and prove myself each week and put my no-lane bike up front. Well, fantastic job, Tim. Congratulations.
Davey was doing interviews.
Davey was, yeah.
That's cool.
No mechanic, huh? Nothing. Couldn't throw me in. Couldn't.
Dude, you were still late to Tampa.
Driving a box van, sleeping in.
I probably didn't even
showering in truck stops.
I probably didn't even know your name yet.
No, I think we were good enough. I think we were on a first name basis. Do you remember going to TGI Fridays in that Marriott and everyone chanting Red Dog?
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
After this race,
Really?
we went into the TGI Fridays, me, you, and Evie, to get something to eat. And Denny Stevenson, I think, imagine that, was already in there.
Oh, yeah.
And he started chanting Red Dog, and everybody, like a lot of people did. I don't want to say the whole rest. I'm not making out to be like Rudy, but
Rudy.
like 30.
Look at those goggles. That is the worst goggle right there ever made.
Those are your race goggles you're putting on. And everyone chanting Red Dog. You don't remember that?
No, that sounds about like Stevenson. He always got the party started.
Yeah, but there was a lot of people that joined in. Let's just face it.
Yeah, that's
people
cool.
Joined in. There's Yogi. All right, Indianapolis 99, great race. You didn't want to do Salt Lake City 03. Didn't want to go there, did you?
Nah.
Gonna stay classy as opposed to me.
Stay classy.
Right. Indy 99.
Because I don't think it doesn't matter what we say, we always lose. So even though the video shows it all.
99 Indianapolis Supercross. PulpMX Classic Commentary. Tim Ferry, thank you for doing this.
No problem.